Summertime and the living's easy. Doopy 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 dee dee dee. Summer is back and so are we. And I don't just mean back with a new video, I mean we are once more about to be fully operational and back on the road. That's right, although I'm in the Orange Circle in California, I've got the call. The van is finished and ready to go in Pennsylvania. My flight is booked. And within 48 hours, once again, we are going to be driving back across the country. I cannot tell you how irritating it has been for me. I feel like my brain has been mentally paused as the van got paused back in Pennsylvania. I haven't known really what to do with myself. Everything has just felt so unfinished and incomplete. But now that I've got the word, and I've known about this for about a week now, I've been getting really stoked and really excited and scrambling like crazy to get everything done I possibly can get done before this butt has to be sitting down on an airplane and heading back to the East Coast. And dude, I've got some crazy stories to tell you and some crazy stuff to show you in terms of what I've been doing. But first, before I head home to show you the literally biggest and craziest stuff I've been working on, let me show you what I've just stuck into the booth here at the antique station in the Orange Circle. I am pretty excited about this. I've been bummed out because people have been coming down here and going, dude, where are all the shirts at? Because, as you might remember, we had an exclusive t-shirt made for our booth down here, one you can only get in person at the Orange Circle, and I'm glad to announce, finally, after all this time, they are back in stock, baby. And not just those, I've also found the time to squeeze out just a couple of handmade objects d'art that I've handmade back home in the workshop that are now available for somebody else to come and take away and make theirs, including my first ever for sale tikis. And I have to be honest with you, I really didn't want to let these go. I have a weird problem where when I make stuff like this, I'm like, oh, cool. Now I want to keep it. And these things are gargantuan. Now both of these guys I hand carved out of wood with a chisel and a mallet and brawn. And they are originals, not copies or anything. They are one-of-a-kind pieces. This one has got quite a long face. And if you want to know the reason why, it's probably because of the passing of my friend who inspired me in wood carving in the first place. Yes, my friends, I'm sad to tell you that the legendary Leroy Schmaltz of Oceanic Arts has passed on to that great tiki hut in the sky, but I'll tell you more about that when we get back to my house. In the meantime, the first two tikis, and boy, these things are gargantuan. I mean, seriously, would you look at the size of this guy? Both of these things are now down here available. I'm finally letting some go, so this will be a worthy addition to any tiki bar, tiki backyard. Stick it up on the cinder block wall, maybe coat it in some UV protection if he's going to be in the direct sunlight, but these guys are ready to go. Inspired by my good friend Leroy. Ignoring that we have some hats back in here as well, we've also got a Route 66 sign hand carved out of old vintage wood from 1957. And speaking of old Route 66, we have a couple of hand-painted exact replicas of some legendary Route 66 signs that are still actually out there on the highway in Holbrook, Arizona, hand-painted, ready to go, up on a wall. My favorite is this one. I really wanted to keep this in the backyard forever. I even replicated the holes where they have it zip tied to the fence in Holbrook, but Allie pointed out we have too much junk and clutter in our backyard already, and just wait till you see it, honestly. And so this sign has got to go. To you, I hope. And then, of course, I didn't forget the Disneyland fans who, like me, happen to love Adventureland. So we have created and hand-painted and stained and cut out these beautiful replicas. Well, not really replicas. Reimagined, sort of better versions, in my humble opinion, of the Adventureland restroom signs, which are just plastic signs with these characters on them. Like at the parks, they're just sort of stickers. Here they're wood, they're stained, they're painted, they are one of a kind. Also, you got the men's one and the women's one, and I didn't stop there. I like this guy so much, and I'll try to make some more of these in the future. I like this guy so much. He's always been my favorite little Adventureland dude that I hand carved one with a router. It took me a while actually to do this one because I kept doing bad ones and ruining them. So practice makes perfect, and I've got this hand-carved one right here, again, out of aged 1957 wood, left over from the olden times in Orange County. And there's another one that's also hand-carved like this, but with the word men carved just like the men's restroom sign, which I'll be putting on eBay for those of you who are out of state. And by the time you see this, I'll be on an airplane, and that sign will be up on eBay, so we'll try to put a link in the description or whatever. Last but not least, I've been making all kinds of artwork for the upcoming Midsummer Scream Convention, which we'll talk about in a little while. And while I was doing that, I took a little time to make some other artwork here of good old Mark Twain. So there's a couple little Mark Twain art pieces in here. We still have a few gigantic old school Magic Kingdom maps. Oh, and this incredibly horrifying, probably haunted painting. It could be painted by a famous artist. This thing could be worth millions of dollars. All I really know about it is that I didn't want it in my house anymore because it reminds me of that painting in It that comes to life with the kid, and it's all scary with the scary face. And I kept looking at it, and then Allie kept putting it in my office area in the dark. I'd go in there in the dark and see it, and I didn't want to have any accidents. So now it can be yours. Put it in your house. Terrify your grandmother. Make somebody cry. We've also got this awesome freaking American Airlines sign. Metal. That thing is heavy duty. There's another metal smog check sign back here. Ooh, some really ancient, not replica, original Knott's Berry Farm glassware. There's all kinds of stuff in here, and more is on the way, right, Allie? Yeah. You have a whole bunch more to bring down, so that will be here soon. And there's been no sign of the rodent lately, but I can see he left at least one of his rags in here. Anyway, that's done. Mission accomplished. Job finished. If you're into art and t-shirts and tikis and DVDs, look on the bottom shelf, everyone. Haunted paintings, the Magic Kingdom, Disneyland, or just snazzy stickers, come on down to the booth. Okay, and now that that's out of the way, we can make our way home, if I can get past all these sick distractions in here. Look at all this stuff. Oh, the glory. Oh, oh, monsters. That ties right in with what I'm gonna show you at home. All right, get me out of here before I accidentally buy something. Oh no, too late! Ooh, I forgot I need spray paint. This is like the third Home Depot I've been to today. Looking for some specific colors I haven't been able to find. This has been an extremely, and I mean seriously, very frustrating month for way more reasons than just the van being stuck in Pennsylvania. London also got grounded this month, so that was a whole thing. I had a cranky teenager underfoot for the entire month who was a little bit bitter about it. Yeah. Allie decided to foster a kitten, which is still in the house and still looking for a home. So check out Allie's Instagram. Please, I would love to keep it, but I can't handle 3 big cats. So then there was taxes. I got literally like $10,000 of medical bills from all the heart tests. So I guess I'll just die now. You know, it was crazy. It was a crazy, stressful month. Things have not been going perfectly around the old chalet, but I'm still grateful that I got to spend time at home, time with my family, and as annoying as it was to have the teenager underfoot all the time and moaning and groaning and complaining about being grounded, it was actually kind of nice having him not glued to screens all the time and actually getting to converse with him. So there are always silver linings to everything. Oh, silver, I need silver. Okay. I've been in every Home Depot so much in a 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius lately that more and more Home Depot employees and I are on a first name basis now. And that's all because of the giant project we've been working on, which, thanks to finally finding some of the colors I need, I can finally go home and show you now. Behold, my friends, behold the glory of Castle Frankenstein. And would you look at the size of this thing? It's gargantuan. It is over, just over, 2 alleys tall. And it wasn't easy to set up. Let me tell you, this whole thing requires a little bit of backstory. As you know, a couple of years ago, we had a booth at Midsummer Scream, the largest Halloween convention, certainly on the West Coast, maybe in America, Halloween and Haunter convention. And we had planned on having another one the next year, but then of course COVID came. They had a bunch of mini conventions. We had a mini booth the last time. But now at the end of July, beginning of August 2022, the convention was coming back. So we made some big plans. As you guys may have already seen, Monster City Studios up in Fresno, California is building me this life-size version of a Frankenstein toy. That's been about a year in the making, and so we thought, what better environment to have him in for our booth than a giant Frankenstein's castle/dungeon sort of set. And it was going to be elaborate with shelves and alcoves and dripping wax, and the little alcoves would be full of old vintage monster toys, all on a theme. Well, as you can see, that's not what it looks like, because this isn't our original plan. This is Plan B, or maybe even Plan C. These walls were also built by Monster City Studios, or I should say they were carved by Monster City Studios, who once again filled the gap and helped me make something happen, because we had stuck our necks out there with Midsummer Scream, telling we wanted the big booth, telling them all our plan and everything, and the guys who had told us, oh, we can build you whatever we want, just put our logo on it, got themselves in all kinds of legal trouble and some crazy drama that happened, and basically we ended up totally left in the lurch with, hands in our pockets going, now what do we do? And thankfully, Monster City Studios goes, no, you're not gonna just have plain black curtains with a Frankenstein. If you can build it, we have some foam castle-style walls. So even though I had a limited amount of time at home, I dropped everything. I headed up to Fresno by myself, borrowed a truck, rented a trailer, and Monster City Studios put in all these crazy giant foam panels into the back, and then I drove again by myself all the way back down at 55 miles per hour with the U-Haul trailer. And then we spent quite a lot of time in a heat wave figuring out how in the world we were gonna mount these giant foam panels to sectional walls that we could pull apart and rebuild. There's all kinds of haunt tutorials out there, but this foam was big, 10 feet tall, heavy, too heavy for 1x3s and the sort of stage prop thing. So we had to upscale it with 2x4s. It made it really heavy. There was crazy 90+ degree heat out here, and it took a lot of work. But thanks to my brother, Seth, primarily, and then my friend Fake Tyler and our sidekick Boba Depp, somehow, like the monster himself, the castle walls rose out here, dude. And they are actually gigantic. They look so small like this when you back up, until you realize they're taller than the garage, way bigger than a car. And in fact, this could have been even bigger. There are extra sections of foam walls here that we didn't end up using because we taped off the size, the 10x20 booth size. And owing to the fact that these walls have stands on the back and they're braceless sandbags and all that kind of stuff, this is about all we have room for, with a little extra room for some tables. And we basically just got done with this. It's standing up right now, but after I'm gone and on an airplane, my friends are gonna come here, dismantle it, lay it flat, because when I come back, we're gonna have to rent a truck, we're gonna have to cruise down to Long Beach Convention Center, set it all up, and that's the thing, right? That's why we had to take care of it now. I had to drop everything, drop videos, drop everything I would normally do, and disappear for a while to help this come true, because we made a commitment to have something awesome at Midsummer Scream. They gave us prime real estate, and we were not going to let them down if there was any other way, and so look at the size of these walls, everybody. Frankenstein's domain has been built. Parts of the body are glued together in the garage right now. Allie is actually, at this minute, sewing together the clothes that are going to go on Frankenstein. His head and hands and feet are still at Monster City Studios because they haven't been finished being touched up and painted yet. Hopefully they come somehow while I'm gone. We're still completely flying by the seat of our pants here, but I knew that I had to do everything humanly possible for me to be able to do while I was still here before I take off. So I lost a couple of weeks and shaved a few years off my lifespan maybe, but we got it done somehow. So we're gonna have, shirts up here, and that was another thing, getting the shirt artwork done, and that's all turned in. So we're gonna have some epic, sick merch just for Midsummer Scream, artwork, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. We're not gonna have as many old school toys out here. We're gonna have some, but we're gonna have the life-size Frankenstein, a big fun pick opportunity. Randy the Randomland rat is gonna be there apparently to meet and greet people on Saturday and Sunday. I was outvoted on that one. Tyler and Allie think it would be a great idea to have the rat there. Disgusting rodent. Where is he? Anyways, and I've been feverishly working on doing a whole bunch of artwork. We're gonna have some art pieces for the show as well. Here are some of them. Well, this isn't one of them. This is some kind of old vintage Christmas elf thing, but here's some of them, a little sneak peek at some of the little miniature art pieces we'll have there. Each one is a one-of-a-kind special little wonder. It's definitely going to be crazy. Yeah, so London was grounded, which was a thing. We were building castle walls, which was a thing. Running up and down to Fresno, all that. Gluing and sanding the styrofoam body of Frankenstein together, which was brand new for us. None of us have ever sculpted anything or had to fine-tune something sculpted out of styrofoam before. And then, of course, there was all the stuff I was hand carving out of wood, some of which you saw there in the booth at the Orange Circle, some of which I have found a way to set up a way to copy it. It still has to all be hand finished, and it's gonna be quite expensive. So when I have that technology and the funding to do it, I'll let you know about these secret guys. But yeah, it's been stressful and crazy and sad because while I'm working away on all this stuff here, right, I'm trying to get everything done I can. And by the way, this entire time, I've never known exactly when I'd be flying back to get the van. I didn't know how it would work out. London went off to summer camp and I had to get him ready for that. And when he's done, he's flying to me wherever I'm gonna be. So we're trying to figure out all the schedule and all the stuff. And that makes it stressful, right? Just not knowing when something's gonna happen. But in and amongst all that stuff, working on the projects out here in the garage, I got the word that Leroy Schmaltz had passed away. Now, I don't want to talk about it too much because I feel like it's not a proper tribute and memorial for Leroy. I'm still kind of processing that. I mean, we knew that he was not long for this earth. He kept telling me that every time he saw me. He goes, I'm going to heaven soon. I'm going to go see my wife. And he was looking forward to it. So, you know, in a way, I'm happy for Leroy and his wife, but I'm sad for the rest of us kind of thing. I'm very sad for his family. It happened right before Father's Day and all that stuff. So I don't want to harp on it too much because I feel like if I'm going to tell you all my feelings about good old Leroy, then I want more time to do it in a more fitting tribute, you know. And I do have unpublished footage from some of the Oceanic Arts events and stuff like that. So maybe we'll find a way to do that once I get the van back and the whole adventure is over. But I'm not going to be able to go to the funeral because I got to go back and get the van. There's all this crazy stuff. And I thought, well, what can I do? What can I do to keep the memory of Leroy alive while I'm carving and doing all this stuff that he really inspired me in doing? And I thought, it's small, it's kind of stupid, but since we're in the garage so often, particularly on the morning announcements for Patreon, always in the garage, always doing stuff in the garage, why not rename the garage, which is basically my workshop. It's got Leroy pieces hanging up in it. I'm doing stuff that Leroy inspired me to do. The Leroy E. Schmaltz Memorial Workshop. So I cut out all these little letters, glued them on the door with wood glue. Lo and behold, wouldn't you know it? It actually worked. That was a surprise. And now, literally, every time I leave the house and come into the garage, which is 3 or 4 times a day, to work on something or grab something I did work on, I have to walk past these letters, and every single time I do, I think, good old Leroy. So that's sort of my tribute to my friend Leroy, a way of remembering him, a way for me personally to kind of just have a reminder about his creativity and all the stuff that he did that inspired me and all the kindness and all that kind of stuff. And it means every time we go into the garage and film together, I can say, hey guys, we're back at the Leroy E. Schmaltz Memorial Workshop, which I guess is a little bit silly since it's just a garage, but I don't know, it's just my way of remembering. It's a reminder to myself and a way of kind of keeping his name around Randomland in a little bit of a way, you know? So that's what's going on. That's the big update for now. It's really all I have to share other than I've got to pack my stuff. We have got to get going. I've got to get to the airport and get that van back on the road so that the show will be back on the road. It'll be really complete. If you thought the trip out was random and I had no idea where we were stopping or where we were going, the trip back is going to be even more random because I have absolutely no idea what we're doing. All I know is I have to pick up London from an airport that is not in the path I thought I was ever going to go on this year. And everything is all scramboozled and rambly-dambly-umptiousness. Is that a word? So yes, I'm stressed, but I'm also blessed. And I know that Midsummer Scream, barring anything worse happening, is going to be awesome. So make sure you guys come out and check us out there if you're gonna be in Southern California at all. I think it's just Midsummer Scream on Instagram. I think it's midsummerscream.org for the website. And we will be there. We will be there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know what the rat schedule is going to be. I know it's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. That has nothing to do with me, though. We're going to have Allie and Tyler. I think George will be there one day. So come and say hi to Frankenstein. Come and say hi to my friends and my crew. I'll be in and out the whole weekend. We're going to have some one-of-a-kind art pieces, a couple vintage things, sick merch that you've never seen before, some Randomland Frights t-shirts and other things. life-size Frankenstein, all the friends, the, you know, the super friends, as it were, and a piece of sick merch that is super top secret. I have not peeped about this to anyone. It is top secret. It is classified. It's something for Halloween that we can only do pre-orders of. At the convention, we are going to have the sample, the one for everyone to see and check out. And we will be offering it online too, because I know not everybody can make it out to the convention. So even though we're gonna have all this stuff that's only gonna be at the convention, this particular top secret thing we will also have online for you, available for pre-order, but only during that weekend. I can't wait to tell you about it, but I can't tell you about it now. It's pretty ridiculous. It's honestly totally ridiculous. But I think some of you might like it. So I'm sorry if this was a little scattershot, this episode here. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it. I was busy building this behind me. I was building that to scale and painting it. In fact, I had to get some gray spray paint to do a little touch-up work on it because I'm literally leaving at first light tomorrow and will not have any more time to work on any of this stuff. So I've dragged out a bunch of this to work on. Oh, I forgot. I carved the world's tallest garden gnome out of wood. I was gonna put him in the booth today. Well, anyway, Allie will have more stuff to stick in there while I am absent, including this hand-carved, one-of-a-kind, really long gnome. Just imagine he's a 6 or 7 foot tall Frankenstein's monster, and you'll have some idea what our Midsummer Scream booth is going to be like. Anyway, guys, that's it. I am totally scatterbrained. I'm rushing. I'm trying to finish the last couple of pieces I can finish before I take off. But you haven't heard the last of me, particularly if you've subscribed or remember to do the thing and all the other things at the ring-a-ding with the bell and all that stuff. You ring-a-ding with the bell, you can go home and sleep well. I'll see you guys out on the road very, very soon. Sabotage the van. What in the world? Oh, that's scary! Look at all this. Oh, I see. It must be for Midsummer Scream. Guess what? Randy, the Randomland rat, is going to be there, and I'm going to meet you at Midsummer Scream, and we're going to have a great time. Justin didn't want me there, the man, but Tyler and Allie and the rest and George, they all want me to be there. I'm going to go and see the monster and have a great time with you. So, Midsummer Scream, just look it up on the Google, and then you'll be able to do it. I don't know how that works. I think it costs a lot of cheese, so make sure you have some, and we're going to have a swinging time, okay? Now what do? No snacks in here. Darn it!